good morning, everybody. My name is David Irish, and I'm here with Team Clinland Real Estate. And I'm here this morning with the Tuesday tips on today's topic is going to be how to help you guys winterize your home. You know, for the new homeowners out there that just purchased a home this year, or those people that have moved from a rental or a condo to a home, these are just going to be some of the little tips and tricks to help make your guys' life easier. That way, you guys aren't fighting your house in the middle of the winter and having any unexpected issues. So first on today's list is going to be gutters. You know, gutters are a big step, something that you want to make sure that you have cleared off and cleared out before the winter time comes. Fall brings a lot of leaves and debris that fall onto your roof and then get swept down into the gutters. And with the heavier rain amounts and with possible snow, those things can clog up real easy and make a mess, and then the water starts coming out and over and leaking down towards your foundation, or just causing a general mess and a clog in your gutters. So make sure you guys get your gutters cleared out, and that'll help make your life easier and hopefully keep you guys from getting into any trouble in that sense. The second one, number 2 today, is going to be insulating your pipes. If you guys have any exposed water pipes that are outside or in an area that can get below freezing, you're going to want to put tubular foam insulating pipe wrap or some sort of pipe wrap over those pipes to keep them from freezing over. And if you can, if you have the ability to draining them is always one of the best ways to do that. But if there's going to be water in those pipes, you're going to want to make sure they're well insulated so they don't freeze and so you don't have those pipes bursting on you in the middle of the night. Because inevitably, that's when all these things will go wrong, is in the middle of the night. All right, number 3, it's going to be turn down your thermostat. Your thermostat is kind of a big one. That'll help you save on your bill, whether it's your gas bill or your electric bill. Kind of keeping your thermostat at around 65. That's kind of what a lot of experts recommend. And so turn down your thermostat just a little bit. If you have to dress a little warmer, if you have to bundle up, or if you have to get more blankets, that's totally understood. But try to keep your thermostat right at around 65 so that furnace isn't having to work too hard and you're not beating up on it too much over the winter. All right, number 4 is going to be hoses and insulating the outdoor faucets. So you're going to want to drain all your water hoses that are outside, your garden hoses and things like that. You want to make sure those are empty of any water and stowed away for the winter. And then you're going to want to get, most of your normal hardware stores have them. You're going to want to get one of those insulating covers for your water bib, your hose bib, as they call them. That'll help protect that from freezing over. And just not having the hose connected should help. And a lot of newer, homes built in the 90s and later all have the valves on the inside. But for those of you who have the valves on the outside, make sure you guys get those well insulated, or even get some more of that tubular foam pipe wrap I was talking about and get that covered and insulated. That way the water doesn't freeze and burst that pipe or break your valve. And then you got a much more expensive issue coming along your way. All right, next up is chimney inspection. For those who plan on using their chimneys, whether it's a wood fire or a gas fire, just make sure you have a chimney, someone to come out and inspect your chimney. Make sure there's no creosote. That's a big cause of wintertime fires, is having creosote buildup where it'll spark up, up and out the chimney, catch things on fire, or even come back down on you. That's so you want to have that cleaned out so that way you don't have any debris, no excess sparking in your fires, and then you can enjoy your fireplace this winter without any worry or issue. That goes for gas and wood, mostly for wood because that's where most of the creosote comes from, but even gas fireplaces need to be inspected. Make sure your burners are good. Make sure your valves are all tight and sealed, and that way you don't have any gas leaks or any issues with that. And they'll come out and they'll adjust your fake wood and all the fire blanket material in there. So yeah, so make sure you stay safe with that. That's a big one, fire safety. And along with that is also checking your smoke detectors. Make sure you replace the batteries and or test your smoke detectors to make sure they're in good working condition. That way, if you are having a fire, and if something gets out of hand, you are protected. A lot of people, with the extra heat coming into the house through either wood burning fireplaces, gas fireplaces, cooking, just cook, a lot of holiday cooking in general. Those are big ticket items to make sure your smoke detectors are working properly and can sound the alarm in case anything goes wrong. Next up is insulating and making sure there's no leaks in your windows and your doors. This is where a lot of people lose a lot of heat every year. They get drafty windows, drafty doors that aren't sealing properly. There's a lot of small insulating strips, weather stripping, that the big box stores, Home Depot, Lowe's, Ace Hardware, these companies all sell a lot of these weather strips and things for your doors and your windows to help make sure that you don't lose that much heat out of those. That's a big one where people lose a lot of heat and a lot of money goes out the door and trying to heat the house when that stuff's creeping in. So save you some money this winter. And go make sure every window is weather stripped, sealed. Make sure you're not losing the heat out of it. Heavy duty curtains also help a lot. They can kind of keep that cold temperatures back toward the window and not let it creep out into the house if you're having issues. That's a little cheap way to kind of skirt around that issue as well. But yeah, just make sure you're not fighting yourself too much trying to heat a house that's losing a lot of heat through windows and doors. Next on the list is the furniture. Make sure you bring in all your summer furniture, yard equipment, barbecues, grills. It's always recommended to keep your propane or whatever heat, if you have a propane tank, make sure you keep that outside. But bring in the grill itself, patio furniture, things like that. That's a lot of that stuff can be easily damaged with ice or heavy buildup on it. So make sure you guys bring in all your furniture, kind of get your yard prepped and ready. That way you're not having any issues and you're not coming out in the springtime and having it all beat up and damaged due to the nasty weather conditions in the wintertime. For those, like I said, we don't get a whole lot of snow here in the, Western Washington. We get a few, every once in a while we get a couple inches. But for those of you who have heavy snowfall, just like they just had in Buffalo over this past weekend, 6 feet, make sure you get a snow rake for your roof, and make sure you guys got a bone up on how to use those properly and safely when you're not falling off your roof. But make sure once snow starts stacking up in the feet on your roof, that can start causing some structural issues and damage and start hurting your shingles or whatever kind of roofing you have on there and the snow load in general for your roof. So make sure you guys have a snow rake for your roof for those of you who live in really heavy snowfall climates. And last but not least is make sure you guys stock up. It's this time of year, you really need to go out and make sure you purchase batteries. Make sure you have your flashlights are ready to go. Make sure you put fresh batteries in those if they're old. Make sure you guys have plenty of wood if you're using a wood burning fireplace, wood stove, wood pellet. Make sure you stock up on those. Have an emergency supply kit in the house in case you lose power. Those of you who are in the car a lot or maybe driving in some hazardous conditions, make sure you have a emergency car kit in case you do get stuck. There's every year we hear somewhere in the Midwest there's a big pile up and people get stuck in the car for most of a day or more than a day. And so make sure you guys have an emergency care car kit with food, water, blankets, those kind of things. Yeah, so that's pretty much it for our list. Hopefully this has been helpful to you guys. For those of you who are new to home ownership, who are recently have just come into it, again, now is the time before the real winter sets in to prepare and have all this ready to go, and it'll make your life a lot easier. And again, hopefully this helps. Thank you guys for joining me today. This has been David Irish with Team Clinton Real Estate here for Tuesday Tips. And we hope you guys have a great rest of your day. We look forward to seeing you next week. All right, thanks, guys.